Shout out to everybody here on the live with the big pump for Bitcoin. 114.5 weekly candle close, baby. We called it. Lifers, gains. Let's go. Whoa, what a pump for Bitcoin up to the upside there. 115,005 for BTC. Let's go, baby. Yes. No crickets. But a big pump for BTC. I called the pump. If you were watching me this morning, you were in along with the lifer. I did say earlier I got back in, though. We got a nice pump to the upside for BTC. Zcash also getting the move up 41% in total, holding gains of about 38%. I cannot tell you, baby. Shout out to everybody here for BTC. Let's take a look at that weekly candle close. Pants on. It really gets it going, you know. Shout out to everybody here for Bitcoin to the weekly candle close. Shout out to everybody here. Thank you for jumping on in. If you're new, that's just kind of what we do. It's been a long-standing tradition, I should say here on the show. God bless everybody here. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate you all for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the weekly candle close for Bitcoin. First thing we're going to do is look at the weekly candle close. It was bullish. And then we had a little bit of a dip, which gave us the wick, and now we can start the pump. You need the weekly to fall down a little bit, and then this looks like it could continue. Well, let's take a look at the weekly, baby. What a beautiful week it was. We opened at 100, if you remember, I called the bottom at 106,005 there in that cup and handle. But hey, a lot of people were calling bearishness. They said it was the end of the rally. Some of the biggest influencers on Twitter were bearish. Remember that? You guys all remember that? Does everybody remember that? Or is that just like nobody remembers that anymore, huh? So let's take a look here. We opened at 108,642 and 77 cents. Of course we did. The high was 115,466 and 80 cents. This is BTC spot on Binance. The low was 106,6666 and 69 cents. And the candle closed at 114,559 and 40 cents, up $5,916 on the week. The week boomed to the upside. I talked about just getting in with a weekly close, with getting in and riding the weekly candle. And boy, was I correct. Unbelievable. And we played the odds, but we were above the 200 moving average on the 1 hour. That got me to go long. We crossed the 15-minute, and this is a bit of a double bottom here for the weekly. I said, imagine if the shorts get absolutely liquidated to the upside. We get this pump, and the shorts get obliterated, and this got 55,000 posts on Twitter. It got bookmapped, retweet, commented, and if this ends up turning to be true, I think a lot of people will end up joining the trading group from that $54,000 Twitter post. I'll tell you right now, a lot of people are like, man, I think I should listen to the sauce that this man is laying out there. So shout out to all the lovers of life. This is double bottom in the stochastics too on the weekly, which is a very bullish sign. Even the RSI looks good. MACD looks like it's begging for a cross. The daily MACD, if you look at it right now, just took a cross to the upside. I was talking about it to the people inside of the class this Saturday morning. Wow, the weekend went by. I feel like I just taught class Saturday morning. It's already Sunday night. I worked my butt off this weekend. Multiple live streams and the class. And look, this inverted head and shoulder broke to the upside, about to hit the target too as well. We're booming through the gap of the VRVP. That gets to 118,000. And everything is kind of starting to fill up. And look, you can even see here now, this is 119. First, this is 117. Now it's 119,000. The shorts keep thinking they can move their stop losses up and they're going to be okay, but that's just not the case. And more shorts have piled in now, thinking this is a good place to short the market. They're going to give us more firepower to squeeze to the upside. So I like what we're seeing here on the weekly. The monthly candle close is coming too, and now we have it's starting to, it's starting to look a little interesting. So let's go over the monthly candle like we do every day. I said as long as we close above these two levels, 108,300, we're bullish. I said then we can head back to the top, and we could end up becoming the biggest monthly candle in history. You know, if it closes above these two levels, it'll be the biggest monthly close in the history of BTC. And, you know, it's getting very tight. The indecision doji also suggests you're getting tight at the end of a rising wedge. A lot of ups and downs, and the ups seem to have won. Indecision doji is not usually bullish at the top of a rising wedge, but it is flipping green after a lot of bearishness. And just 5 more days, right? Friday, and we can close this candle on the monthly. This would head all the way up to about 187,000 for a blow-off top. And I mean, if it just goes on a straight line, and it's too much, it could be January 1st. But to me, it usually would take sometime between March and February, something like that. But you never know. Like, I'm not saying that's a guarantee. I'm just speculating. Bitcoin ripping 114,009 as we speak. We talked about the fact that we might be pumping out this week's trade to the upside here. It was on the 1 minute. The 1 minute looked pretty interesting and looked like the 1 minute could continue out this flag to the upside. And look at that. I mean, since entry at 114.3 with a stop below the 200, this thing has continued to pump up dang near, wow, up, you know, almost $600 on the move. Sorry about that. Just something had spilled here on the table. All right. So let me finish with my top-down analysis. But we called it. We did call this green move, and we have been looking at it more bullishly than the rest of the world. Or just, I've been open-minded. I think everyone else has been more one way. They've been more overly bullish at one point or more bearish at one point. I think we just been one way. You know, I mean, we've been open-minded, not one way. We've been open-minded. We've been like, you know what? I mean, we've been one way. The way we've been is open-minded. We haven't been too one way or the other, right? We've just been kind of like, hey, whatever happens, we're going to be able to make gains because we can see opportunity. And remember when it was real bearish, I said, whoever believes in opportunity is going to be able to take the opportunity. And I started buying Bitcoin. And can you believe if you bought Bitcoin on 103,000, you're up $10,000 on that Bitcoin call? And you guys saw me buying BTC. Whenever the Fear and Greed Index gets to 23, I have to buy BTC every single time it's panned out. It's turned out to be the best move I ever made. And so I had to open up the books and buy more Bitcoin. And so far, look at that. We're back in the gains. And I'm sure they got people to capitulate. It looked insane. I remember looking at my buddy now to this day, and he's like 105, and I'm like 105? Like, I didn't believe him. I was just like $105,000 BTC? We were just at 126,000 like 6 days ago. 2 days ago. I was like, what are you talking about? Oh my God, that was insane. Anyway, it's looking up, and we talked about this being a possible falling wedge too that's breaking to the upside, and it's a bit of a flag, and we could say that's now kind of breaking up and headed back to the top of the channel. So far, so good from what we're seeing, and it's acting pretty bullish as we speak. The daily stayed above the 200 moving average. I talk about that. Once you get above a 200 moving average, just get in with a stop below the yellow line. Paid in the shade right there for gains. Paid. And then we figured out, you know, the smaller time frames were giving us the sauce all weekend long. All weekend long. First, it looked like a shoulder, head right shoulder. Short of the descender, it came back up. Then it started to came. Everyone that was short got liquidated. I called the long above the 200 moving average on the 1 minute time frame, if you remember. My epic call here, because this is part of my strategy, and I was waiting for it. And I'll keep calling it out because, you know, we saw a flag when we crossed the 200. After we bounced off these lows. This was beautiful there. Look, there's a flag there too. Pretty sure that was the one there last night. But it's been, here it is right here. There it is. They all look so similar though. There it is. There it is. So we have the low at 106. I call this flag here on the 1 minute time frame. If you remember, you probably don't, but if you do, and that's kind of when things started to come alive. Secondary flag, we pumped, right? Came back, and then the strategy just continued to take off. And it's been insane. And honestly, what's cool too is the model I teach keeps repeating over and over again inside of itself. So what could be bearish? Let's take a look at both bullish and bearish scenarios for Bitcoin. So I see this is kind of a trend line. I feel like we're kind of right on it. And there's a chance we're still inside of, I don't know, something like a shoulder, head, shoulder. Like there's a chance this could still dump as a head and shoulder. You're going to have to break somewhere up in here, right? So it's not all good yet. It's still, but so far so good. Bitcoin breached out of here. This was this falling wedge we were looking at. And the inverted head and shoulder broke to the upside. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. The cup and handle. Everything happened. It's just crazy. We were just here. Then at the end of it's Sunday. A Sunday pump, though, usually gives us a gap in the CME. We're going to take a look at that CME and see what happens. And look, the 12-hour 200 moving average. Wow, we're above the 4-hour 200. That's a bullish sign. Just like when the daily got above it, you could technically get in now with a stop below the smooth moving average and just see where it takes you. Can end up being, pumping all the way right back to the all-time high there at 125,000. Not too far. There's one resistance, really. Look at this. There's like 1-2 resistances here. There's some chop right there. Fine, 119, but 117, 119, and you're there. It's not a lot. It doesn't take a lot for us to get to the all-time high. So we're not far. I would be watching the 1 hour, and look at the 1 hour today. It made a flag. They dipped it for a second, and then it ripped. I had a target there. This is the length of this, and this basically went almost all the way. Could have got to 116.6, and it still looks somewhat bullish to me. That's the key right now. It still looks bullish. This is the flag we gave you earlier today. I was live streaming this morning. We talked about it started to break out, right? We sold the pump. Then it consolidated. If you're in my trading group, we kept watching it. I said, you never know. Remember, I sold the resistance right here because that was a smart decision. And then it made him one more final pump there to the upside. This was the call here for BTC. We were able to find the bottom when we got above, and look, we got above the 1 minute 200 here too. And that ended up being the reversal too, right there in that area. And then even if you just got above the 1 hour, went across the 200 moving average with the flag. This is my signal. You're flagging above the 200, touching the 21 inside the flag. I mean, I say it every day now, constantly, 1 minute, the weekly, the 1 hour. I guess it's hard to get everyone to see what you see, but it's so clear to me. And shout out to the testimonials in the trading group. They've been coming in. They've been just rolling in. And I've been reading them. They've been awesome. This guy's unbelievable. Look at this guy. He said, thank you, Sam. Joined the group this week. Made $600 today. Thank you. Another guy said he's been, he made enough to join the group 10 times over for free from watching the channel. Just sorry about that. Excuse me. So it's been a good week. It has been. And we've called the reversal ever since the down there and the right here. We've been pumping since Wednesday. And basically all my long trades have been played out. So all yours too. Like if you'd use my system and you weren't emotional, things have been playing out absolutely beautifully here for Bitcoin, for the altcoins, and for all of us. It's just been amazing. So now we have a previous resistance, which is now support, 113.8. And now we want to see if we can hold that level. So you want to see if we can flag out again on the 1 hour time frame. We would just flag out again here and get the pump. I want to see 118K, 119,000. So does BOOKMAP. BOOKMAP has liquidity. What is BOOKMAP? It's a liquidity heat map. It shows us where people have their orders. And we can see there's just a lot of orders up there at 119K now. And that keeps moving. And there was a lot of red down here that has now since disappeared. All right. People have taken profits in their long. So they don't need to have a stop loss or a liquidation level. They're gone. So there's no liquidity down there to be had. So now it's like, okay, we would likely go to 119, 118.8. So, okay. So, yeah. So what do you think about Caspa? Never heard you say anything about it. I got smoked on a short, RIP. Why are you counter trading the lifer? No, but hey, people do what they do. It is what it is, right? I don't drink. I haven't had a sip of alcohol in a long time, 4 or 5 years, something like that. I will tell you, I got very nauseous before the stream. Turned white. I think I got some food. I ate some Thai food and maybe Just didn't sit well, man. I turned ghost white. I got pale. I felt like I was going to just start earling. I'll be honest. I have to be, I didn't want to say anything. So I might just, I'm a little off, to be honest. But it is what it is. You guys watch me daily. There's going to be one out of a 50, 60 days here and there. I'm just going to be a little, something's not going to be great. I'll get through it. This lemon lime spindrift is settling me pretty nicely. So I believe I'll be fine. They keep running scared. Yeah, the shorts are getting banged on. It's just so sad to not to know how to trade. I feel bad. But hey, what are you going to do? Not everybody can trade with their emotions in check. It's really just about having your emotions in check. That's what it comes down to. People have the knowledge, but they don't have control. There's a lot of people that understand trading 100%. They're actually really smart, but they don't have control over themselves. They're two different things. You can be highly intelligent and remember. You can have a great memory, better than most, which means you'll remember what you read. You remember what you're doing. It'll all come back to play. But if you're just emotional, you'll destroy it. It doesn't matter how smart you are. My dad said some of the smartest people are in prison. Doesn't mean they didn't make a crazy decision one time, all right, that affected the rest of their lives. So, like, just, you got to control your emotion. You got to be cool. You got to maintain. What do you think on long and ether the 4 hour? If you're locking USDT, printed for the printer called trading. You're funny. James Wynn said he went massively short. I know, hey, that's what somebody just said here in the chat. Dear Sam, I'm forever grateful for you and your beautiful community. You're such an inspiration for the world. Much love and respect. You are an amazing man. God bless you. Thank you. Answered 2 statements to yours, brothers. Thank you. Light Yagami, perfect example. Scariest place to be is the same place last year. You're funny. I like that. What do you think on long? If we're all locking USD, I don't know. 9 years. Good for you, man. Okay. Who knows if he really did? Really did what? I don't even know what she's saying. Who did what? Put some bitters in that drink to settle your stomach. Look it up if you don't know. Bit is what a bit is, man. What a bit is apple cider vinegar? Is that a bitter? Is that a bit of a bitter day? Hey. So look, we got these flags on the 15 minutes starting to fall. The 1 hour, it's looking like we're just getting pretty bullish here. Gaps of the CME. When we pump on Sunday, it's usually, I don't know, but hey, last Sunday we pumped. Remember, we pumped Monday, and didn't we pump like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday? It was kind of crazy. We went on an absolute tear. I would expect us to go on a pretty nice big pump to the upside here, all the way to 119K, and then to settle off. So I'm looking for this to continue. And again, getting above the 4 hour 200 moving average is a very, very bullish sign. I've seen that play out many times in my life and turn out pretty good. So that can also be a catalyst for a bigger move to the upside. BTC, baby. BTC. And the bot. Did the bot end up getting out? It was so close. Oh my God, it didn't. Look. The profit level was at 115,681, the bot, but it looks like the bot's, and look, the bot bought the 104 at 70. That's going to be a massive trade. I can't wait to see how big the bot wins. It's going to be one of the biggest gains the bot ever made, because I never had the bot running this big, and we never had a dump this much. So this will be the biggest gain the bot's ever made, daddy, in the history of running the bot. I can't wait to show the win when we hit that win, baby. Oh my God, the bot bought the bottom right there at 103,000. $75,000 order. Stone cold. Unreal. So looking nice. A lot of coins crossed the 200 MA this weekend. That's a good sign. I just want to say I love you, Sam, the legend. God bless you. Shout out to everyone that went long on the bottom with me and is so excited and happy that they did. I mean, it's unreal, right? I love being the man that called the dang bottom. At the time was right. We'll see, though. We'll see one step at a time. We got to get above some certain levels. But right now, everything's kind of doing what it's supposed to do. It's doing that baby. That 5 minute can consolidate. That 15 minute can consolidate. And the 4 hour above the 200 moving average is like, a big deal to me. We played games down here and look, shoulder, kind of head, right shoulder. And then this area just, what kept me bullish was the 1 hour got above the 200. And it hung out with the white line. And I kept telling you, whenever you're touching the 21 above the 200 moving average, you got to remain bullish. So that 110, 500 level looked so sweet to me. Oh, man, even when we crossed the 200 moving average, just crossing it on the 1 hour, I said how bullish that, remember I went over how bullish that was? And I talked about it. I backtested so much for you guys. We worked very, very hard this week. We get to reap the rewards now because we worked our butts off. So, and it's sad I didn't see a lot of people trading it for whatever reason, or trading, a lot of people took the weekends off and decided it wasn't worth trading. It was a low volume this weekend for sure. But, hey, you missed out. That's refreshing. Many times the spin drift has got rid of my nauseous. That's the second time. I was nauseous. I drank a spinny, and it got me all set. Dude, this thing is continuing to pump. 115,000. It's almost like we're in a flag that just won't stop. I don't like to chase here, but this is getting crazy. Like, you'd have to almost say that this is the flag here. You're breaking out of a flag right now. Kind of bullishly retested, and you could just 3 minute may just want to send it right now. Yeah, 115.1. Now we're starting to send. I think I had a little scalp open here on KKEX. Very small trade. See if we can get up there to 117.150. But I'm just, I don't want to. To me, it's very high risk. I don't like pushing people. I don't like pushing in the end of things. You know what I mean? We've been pumping all day. Grab a bag real quick. And shout out to the altcoins on CoinMarketCap. Let's take a look. Virtual doing damage. We'll show you in the last hour here, but we got Zcash up, as we showed you, up 45%. We gave that trade. It was beautiful. It was simple. It told you exactly what was going to happen based on the charts. Pendle, Bitcoin Cash, Morpho. Solana back to 200, up 10%. You got to love that. I'm up 100 grand back on Sol. SWI 268, and you can just see a lot of movement here in the market. Jupiter back up 26% for Jupe, 28% for Hyperliquid, back at 47, and things are starting to look up here. That GIGGLE move was insane, absolute insanity. And look like the bot may almost get out here. There's a chance the bot may get out. I'm looking for the 1 hour and the 15 minute to consolidate at least a little bit. But I do like the 4 hour above the 200 moving average. Whenever you're close to the 200, it's usually a great place to buy. I've gone over this so many times. We are far from the 21 and the 4. They're going to have to come back together. But all we need is like a pump, a real hard pump, and they come back somewhere above the 200, or it goes sideways. We don't want to see this go back down, though. We don't want to go back below the 200 moving average. That's not what we're going to be looking for BTC. That's just not going to be it. It's not. It's not a good look, right? And only time will tell for BTC, right? What a beautiful day it is to be alive. God bless you all. Thank you for being here and just being awesome. We love you. We appreciate you. And we're thankful that everybody is kicking it with the lifer. Today is that tomorrow you were talking about yesterday. Stop procrastinating and get it started 100%. Big volume with the futures this weekend. This weekend, baby. This weekend. Yeah. Bitcoin's looking interesting. I got to tell you. Bitcoin's looking very, very interesting. I'm excited. I didn't even have to use the A. Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. Shout out to the greatest show on earth. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Thank you for saying that. Dear Sam, I'm forever grateful. Thank you. Today is tomorrow. You were talking about today. Stop procrastinating and get it done. Thank you for the super chats, everybody. Just want to call everybody out for doing that. Dat Blues, That's that blues guy. Skyscraper, I love you. And Crypto Billy, shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you. And no days off, man. Multiple streams this weekend. And I love when we do this and we kill it. It's just amazing. Unbelievably amazing. So blessings on blessings to everybody out there. Appreciate you, care about you, and happy that you're riding with us. We got that Palantir call. I'm going to ride that this week. See where it goes. First kind of trade we made on BTCC on a stock there. All coins look to follow BTC. We got a lot of setups in the trading group. Pay attention. I would be waiting for the 1 hour to go sideways here. Catch up to the 21, but I see a parabola beginning to form. And I wouldn't be surprised if we do run up here to 118.8, 119K and get up pretty big. So pay attention. A big trade on the board here for BTC. And I don't chase. Chasing, a lot of people are going to chase when it pumps. I flag out and wait for consolidation. That's the key. We just got above a major resistance at 113.5 that had been holding us back for a while. I don't see us going back below that too far. I see us making a pretty big, substantial move back up to the all-time high. When you just look at MEXC and you look at the gap that we got here, you see this? Like, it just looks apparent to me. Like, we're going to gap up here to this liquidity zone, but you never know, right? Nothing is guaranteed, but looks pretty obvious to me. And we're growing the small account from $90 to $178. That helped us out a lot, that big pump. And we're going to continue to kind of find ways to make gains. And I usually just trade BTC, the 777 flashing there. Shout out to my pops, always with me in spirit. But yeah, so there we go. We did it. And why I say unrealized P&L 25? Do I have a trade open that I don't know about? I'm like, I don't think so. It's weird, but current equity 178, but I'm at 153. Weird. So you didn't know this is just a small account. We want to see, we know we can take $90 to $1,000, but we're going to do it slowly and surely the right way. And I just wanted to kind of show you that. I thought it'd be fun to do. So that's what we're doing. Interesting times. That's going to be very interesting. All right, so I wouldn't, all coins are going to get exciting. Let's talk about virtual. What's going to happen is once people realize that the alt season is back on and Bitcoin's not going through a bear market, they're going to buy. The same people that thought altcoin that we were in a bear market and freaked out are the same people that are going to run back into the market in an insane way, like crazy, right? It's just how it is. We talked about Virtuals getting a bit of a pump out this big cup and handle. Virtuals making a big pump back to all the way from the low at 70. It basically did 100% gain. And we had this flag, and then everything just kind of went crazy. But I would do the same thing here. Still, the alerts, I love this because the alerts still apply. They don't change because, see? I'll add the alert back here, though. And when we cross this line, it's just gonna ding-a-ding-a-ding. Every time we cross the line, it's gonna tell me. I just want to see Virtuals make a really nice consolidative move here. I even shrink it down. I hope it's smaller. The smaller, the tighter, the quicker, the better off we'll be too. Baja sell low, baby. You do that, huh? The ones that sold the bottom. Yep. So many people ran away when the fear was at the highest. I mean, how could you do that? I'll be honest, it didn't look good. I said we could end up going below the daily 200 MA, and it could have been a bearish move. It didn't look amazing. I saw targets to 94,000. And it could still happen. We're not out the water yet. Some people think now there's some people that are overly bullish now. They're thinking there's no way we could dump. They're thinking it's only up only now. We can't think like that, everybody. We got to take it one step, one moment, one candle at a time. The mentality that got us here is the mentality that will keep us going. We can't fail ourselves now and get too emotional. Now we have to say, okay, we've got a good pump, but what is the next resistance level we must get above? Otherwise, we remain bearish, right? We got to look at it realistically and see where we're going. Very, very important. What's the S&P looking like? Your thoughts? Funny. It is the day. Yeah, I think you're correct on that one. Yeah. I'm with you on that. I would watch virtual in this flag going sideways so we can get that pump. Let's take a look at the S&P futures. They fired up. They are fired up. And they already opened high. Started to get a bit of a pump. And I talked about this. I said this was going to be a long. I said we were going to blow up. I said they were going to pump it. Everyone was bearish here. I said watch us to continue to boom. You can watch my macro technical analysis video. I never failed. I went over it. The same video, only 2,600 people watched it of 100,000 people. I don't know why. It calls the entire world market spot on. But hey, you do whatever makes you happy. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ, the NQ. It's there anyway, documented. I see the NQ breaking out and continuing to pump. The NQ looks like it's opening higher as well. I see gold going sideways, but gearing up for eventually another. I see it bouncing. I see gold about to bounce like this. And I wouldn't be surprised. Gold just kind of follows its exact same trajectory as before. Makes a beautiful sideways move here for a while. I'm looking for gold to consolidate and then continue to pump. It doesn't look like gold's going to just take an absolute nosedive out of nowhere. Right? Yeah. So yeah, it's awesome. We got the huge pump for Bitcoin. Things are amazing. I'm excited. It's been amazing. Coral AI. Watch and learn TikTok. Really? Coral AI now? CORAL? Oh, look at Pay AI. Just absolutely going out of control. This thing was 006. It's now 46. That's insane. Insane. And again, there's going to be tiny AI coins, all sorts of stuff out here. I've never heard of Coral AI on the solo decks. I got the Coral Protocol here. I got Chain Opera. I don't see. I'll be honest, this looks nice on the flag right now. I don't know what this is, but it's got a tiny market cap. It's getting tight. It's called Coral. This might be what he's talking about. I don't know. The open infrastructure connecting the internet of AI agents. I like the consolidation flag there. I could see that thing doing damage. And if Bitcoin continues to go sideways all night, all coins are going to rip. You like Bitcoin to pump and then go sideways. Bitcoin pumps and gives it back, then no. But Bitcoin pumps and goes sideways. These altcoins start to rip and go absolutely crazy. Look, 005418 is the target there. That's 118% gains. Again, very high risk. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say you should be taken as such. I don't know if I would touch this, but it looks interesting. Somebody said, how's GIGGLE looking? Let's take a look at GIGGLE. It was in that little flag, but it was very high risk after that massive pump. What did they do to GIGGLE? So they dumped it out the flag, which makes sense. Pump it and then go grab all the stop losses that chased. I can't trust this coin after that pump. I just can't. It was just unrealistic like that. What the heck is going on? Now it's back to 175. I don't know. I liked the project, and when it was there, then it did the... man. I'd have to say, see if it can consolidate above resistance. You know, come back to the 618 Fibonacci. Right there to that 618. So you're looking for some type of 618 bounce. A wick possibly to the 786, right? And then a continuation. I'm more bullish on the project, but that price action's unsustainable for me. Yep. Exactly. Sam, your video, 26 out of that video calls it. Yeah, do whatever makes you happy. Hey. Bitcoin was bearish according to you the last few days. How is that possible? I was bullish the whole time. The 20-year-old protege that follows me said you called the bottom and I nailed it. You make no sense to me. Anyway, God bless you. Maybe you didn't see it the way, maybe you didn't watch me all the time. I don't know. I don't, God bless you, man. I just think people are the best and you're probably just looking at it from the wrong perspective. Yeah. There are too many coins for alt season. I took one short on that descending triangle. I was up $1,000. When it reversed, we got above the 200. I came back in. I talked about it in the jacuzzi on like Thursday. Yeah. I was bullish the entire weekend. Anyway, I was in a bullish setup the entire weekend. I sold this morning. I can't, yeah. Lifer, I fell asleep. Are we longing? I would wait for a consolidation here. I'm waiting for the 1 hour to do it, some type of consolidation. Back to the 21. I mean, you don't want to be jumping in when you're far for the 21-day moving average on the 1 hour time frame. All right. A person just yesterday said Lifer is always bullish. Now random person saying he was only bearish. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? Someone said you're always bullish. And someone says you were bearish. Right? What was I? So crazy. Just come to the trading group. You'll know exactly what I'm doing. You won't be able to think. You won't be able to question it. All right. Great stuff, man. Gonna watch the video that calls the world's market spot on. Yeah, check it out. Let me show you the video I do every week. Let me show you. No, just because I do this macro technical analysis, and I'm still amazed at the accuracy of the video. Because I'll be like, man, it's been spot on. Well, let me show you what video I do. Every single week, I do a macro technical analysis right here. Weekly technical, and I go over the entire world markets from the NASDAQ to gold to, we talk about the DXY, Bitcoin dominance, Tether dominance, every single Friday afternoon. And see, 2,700 views, 2,600 views. For some reason, it gets capped out at about 2,500 views. I don't know why, 2,700, maybe 3,000 at the most it's gotten. I guess it's Friday. People don't want to learn Friday technical analysis. I don't know. There's 3,600 views finally. It'll grow as the market grows, but people just, I guess, I don't know. There's, 3,600 views, 3,500 views. Every single week, that video will be there. Every single Friday. And it will basically break down the world markets. It's going to give you the NASDAQ, the S&P, gold, the DXY, Bitcoin dominance, Tether dominance, total 3, Bitcoin, probably, and usually Ethereum too. Let's take a look at Ethereum and see what's happening to our baby ETH. But I wouldn't be surprised if Zcash just goes on another tear here. Kind of does what Bitcoin just did. See how Bitcoin tapped the 21 and then went on a tear? I could see Zcash doing the same thing and just ripping all the way up to 438. So if anything rips tonight, I would definitely pay attention to Zcash. And yeah, I definitely would be on the radar. Ethereum took the same pumps as Bitcoin, made the same flags as Bitcoin, did the exact same trade as Bitcoin. Look, you could have traded Ethereum just like Bitcoin. Measured move, same thing, But let's take a look at the big picture and break it down. When I recently looked at it, I did see some bullishness for ETH that I liked. So look, Ethereum has resistance at 3740. Has beautiful support right there. Resistance and now it has support at, basically 3,800. And it's got resistance at 4,600 now. And you can see that's in the range on the monthly. And hey, it's going to close an indecision doji on the monthly. But look at this. I mean, that's a bull flag. So I like Ethereum right there for a weekly trade. I believe you could make a weekly trade on Ethereum right now and forget about it for 4 months, 3 months. Stop loss below this wick, entry right here. And this is your long-term weekly trade for ETH to 7,000. Could get there somewhere by January. 2-month trade would be amazing. So, and that would be alt season. Ethereum gets to a new all-time high of 7,000. That would really, really trigger alt season. So this is a massive weekly call on Ethereum. This would take a while. This is something that you could baby a long time. I like this trade right here for Ethereum. All right. That's on the radar. ETH, Ethereum, yeah, for Sheezy. So now, once ETH breaks the all-time high, starts to rip, it's going to, all coins are going to follow. Sui, Say, Sol, everything's going to start to rip again. And that looks big. So we just had to kind of, look, we hit a high. We had to come back just into the same resistance area, revisit the resistance, make a nice bounce, and then we can start to plow away. Touch the 21-day moving average, low stochastics in the bull flag, exactly what we go for on the 1 minute. Same exact setup in Ethereum. Ready to boom to the upside. That's a massive trade for Ethereum. That'll take some time. You hold shift, you go sideways. That could take you 70 days. But that would be so amazing if it plays out the way it's supposed to, right? Bitcoin seems to be moving right now. It just bounced quickly off 600 back to 8. I'm telling you, this flag looks more and more likely to be the more I'm looking at it. The way the 21's curving up, I wouldn't be surprised if we pump into the night or go sideways and we're pumping in the morning. 6:30 in the morning, we start to pump Monday on the 27th. So get ready. Hold your horses. This thing is looking like it's ready for a big move. How many people we hear on this beautiful live here on a Sunday night? And they're saying, man, crypto influencers are getting more famous than Hollywood actors, man. I'm telling you, this is going to blow. I don't think people realize how big this is going to get. Even streaming. Streaming is getting big. Trading is getting bigger. Trading and streaming is getting bigger than it ever was. Like, we're in a good position to grow this year based on the metrics of the internet alone, right? As long as I keep showing up and saying, hi, my name's Sam, this channel is going to explode. And as long as we keep giving to the trades that matter and keep feeding these gains, the lifers are going to continue to take over the globe, man. So I'm excited. You should be excited. Alt season is going to be coming. We're going to start getting tons and tons of super chats for alts. It's going to blow up. I'm excited. I'm excited. Sending you love, dude. Sending you love, brother. That's going to come back to you tenfold. Thank you to Victor Navarro. Shout out to Skyscrape. I love you. Shout out to Dap Blues Guy. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Shout out to everybody that supports the channel in a major way. We love you. We appreciate you. So if you're looking for a trade, you know, a gutsy call is to get in right now with a stop below the 4-hour 200 moving average, but we may get closer to the 200. There may be a little bit of a dip first. I would watch the 1 hour and the 30-minute to see how this flag plays out. We had a beautiful pump all day. We need it, just like we pumped here, we had to consolidate. And look, this looks, see how this looks? This is exactly what the weekly looks like on Ethereum. See? Look, that they resemble each other identically, right? The 1 hour there, if we go back in time. Ah, come on. Doing this thing where it remembers when you did it before. Yes. It really deleted my stuff or something? That's weird. Start a new one. Let's see, we go right here. And you can see how this looks just so similar to Ethereum here on the weekly. And what happens is eventually it just comes and touches the 21. And when you come to that 21, you pump. It's amazing what happens. And by using the 21 and the 200, it's just such a way to navigate price action. It's so beautiful. I find it absolutely amazing. We have support and resistances too. We got some support at 112. Things are starting to look pretty nice. The weekly's looking up. The daily's looking up. We seem to have bottomed pretty nicely, and we're just going to find our consolidative point and get ready for our next pump. Everyone, I'm going to jump out of here for the night. I am a little nauseous. So sorry, but I'll be back tomorrow to rip it up and get a good night's sleep today and get ready for the week ahead. I don't think I'm going to be in any crazy trades. I'm going to just watch for this flag. Altcoins look like they could be pumping. Pay attention to the altcoins that we did put out. And just, keep your wits about you and stay disciplined. And as the show goes on, we will start going back to 8 to 10 on the weekend nights. It just, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm a little nauseous and hot, so I'm going to take a break. I love you all. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for an amazing weekend. Thank you so much for an amazing weekly close. Shout out to anyone that took gains today with the lifer. Remember, you can make a trade on that 4 hour right now if you're fiending and you're not going to look at the chart for months. That end up could playing out. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. Do whatever makes you happy. But getting above the 4 hour 200 is a big deal. That's a big deal. Everyone, I love you. Sorry to make this quick. I'll see you on the next one. May God bless you. And thank you so much for everything. I'll see you tomorrow morning. We're going to start the week. What a week we had of trading this week. And we're going to go at it again this week, man. It's draining though, huh? I'll be honest, it's rewarding, but it can be draining, right? Even making tons of money can be draining. Battling the charts the way we have for the last few days, man. And not giving up. Shout out to you. Pat yourself on the back. God bless you. You're amazing. You pushed through some of the hardest months, hardest years any trader's ever been through. All my lifers that stuck with me, everyone that bought the bottoms here, everyone that got into the fear and greed index when it was at 23, pat yourself on the back. You're a warrior of the light. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless you all. Thank you so much for always supporting me. I'll see you on the flip side. Thank you.